Good morning, ma. Welcome to Alpha Online Education. Commerce theory part for the second year's English medium. So, we are dealing with the chapter that is functions of management. This is the third session of our chapter. So, in this session, we are going to study about the organizing. In the previous session, we have discussed about the planning, steps of the planning. Yes. So, in this session, we are going to study about the second stage of the functions of management, that is organizing, and what are the steps in organizing and what is the importance of organizing. We are going to study about these topics in this session in detail. So, organizing essentially implies a process which coordinates human efforts, assemble resources and integrates both into a unified whole to be utilized for achieving specified goals. So what here written means, organizing means bringing all the resources, whatever the resources that are required, human resources, human effort, in order to bring all the resources which are used, which are utilized in order to achieve the specific objective of the business organization, whatever it may be. In order to achieve that specific organization, the human effort is required to organize, to bring all things together that will help for the achievement of the ultimate objective of the business organization. So it assemble the resources. We need human resource, financial resource, management resource. Yes, these resources, all the resources, whatever the resources we require, those all resources we have to assemble. Sorry. Assembling means gathering and integrates both into a unified whole. Integrating means combining these all into a whole, combining it totally into a whole so that we can utilize that whole. So that we can utilize that whole in order to achieve the specific objective of our business organization. So organizing plays the second important role in the functions of the management. So let us see the steps in the organizing. The first step is identification and division of work. Yes, the first step is identification and division of work. In the heading itself it is there, we have to identify the members who are having the talent, who having the skills to complete the work, and we have to divide that work in those members and we have to give that work to those members. In the heading itself there is an explanation. See, the work is divided into manageable activities. Who have the ability to manage the activities, in those we have to divide the work into managerial activities. Means every individual, all individuals don't have the same capacity. Yes. So who having that capacity, that persons can able to manage. So that duplication means చేసిన పని మళ్ళీ చేయాల్సిన అవసరం రాదు. వర్క్ డివైడ్ చేయడం వల్ల no need to do the work again and again. The work which is already done, no need to do again and again by the division of work. So we can avoid the duplication of work. It is completely avoided, and the burden of the work can be shared. We can share the burden of the work among the employees. By the division of work, we can share the work among the employees, and it will reduce the burden of the work on a single employee or a group of employees. Because the work is divided, then that employee will do that work very perfectly. Next one is departmentalization. Departmentalization means creation of departments. Creation of departments and submitting work to the department. Once work have been divided into small and managerial activities. When the work is divided into small and managerial activities, means you can manage those work in those activities, then those activities which are similar, the activities which are similar in nature are grouped together. Okay, those activities which are similar in nature, those activities should have to bring under one group. Okay, and that group is considered as departmentalization, that grouping process. Similar activities, if there is similar activities regarding raw material, okay, raw material group means that group, what that group will do, how much raw material is required, how much raw material is in process, and how much we have to keep the order, and how much raw material is going into wastage. They will keep the complete information and record about that. Another group, that is finance group, it will see how much raw material we have to purchase, how much maintenance charges we have to maintain, and how much electricity bill should we have to maintain. So these all they will maintain. So by making these types of groups is known as departmentalization. Okay, the work which is having the similar nature, the work which has a similar nature, that have to be grouped. Okay, that each group is known as departmentalization. Assignment of duties. After making the departments, now for every department their duties, what they have to perform, okay, that should be given. Once the departments have been formed, jobs are then allocated to the members of each department in accordance to their skills and competency. According to the skill and competency means according to the skill and qualification and talent in each group, the group members should have to give the work. Okay, their work should have to be given to them according to their skill, ability, talent. It is essential for effective performance. It will make effective performance, good performance, that a proper match is made between the nature of the job and the ability of an individual. So there should be a matching. There should be a matching between the nature of the job and the ability of the individual. The individual should have that ability to do that job. So that job only should have to given to that individual. Otherwise the work will be pending, the work can't be performed, the work will be delayed. It will create the whole organization will be suffered. If there is a stop, if there is work is stop in any one department, then the whole organization will be suffered. So in order to avoid that type of problems, the work should have to be divided based on the skills and the competencies. Okay, there should be a match the following antam kada aa vidhanga match. There should be a match between the nature of the job and the ability of the individual. Okay, establishing reporting relationship. They should establish the reporting relationship. To whom we have to report, what we have to report. There should be, in the previous session I told you that one subordinate should have to receive instructions from one superior only. One subordinate should have to receive instructions from one superior only. Otherwise it will create a type of tension to him. His mind will become just like a pressure cooker and it will suddenly burst. Burst means it will not burst, he will left his job and he will go to home. So establishing reporting relationship means each individual should also know, every individual who is the member of the department, everyone should have to know who has to take orders, from whom they have to take the orders, and to whom he is accountable. Accountable means answerable. From whom we have to take orders and to whom we have to answerable. That every individual in the organization, every individual in the group, every individual in the department should know to whom we have to answer. Then they will do the work accordingly, and also it will create a clarity and and it avoids the duplication or overlapping anna, duplication anna, ambiguity anna, ivanni okate meanings, chesina pani malli cheyadam anattu, again and again doing the same work. It will wastage of time, wastage of money, wastage of human effort also. It helps to create order structure. There will be an order, the structure will be in an order, and coordination among the various departments. There will be coordination. The superior, what he will do, he will coordinate his members, because he has to give orders to them and they have to answerable to him. So there is certain coordination, there is some type of help from the superiors to the subordinates, so it will be very good for them. So that's why establishing reporting relationship is very important in the stage of organizing. Here we are organizing everything and we are making the groups of similar nature work, and we making that group as a departmentalization, means departments, and each department is given one work, and for that work they have to take orders from one superior and they have to answer to that one superior only. That is about the steps in organizing. Let us focus now on the importance of organizing. So importance of organizing is also very important thing in the management. In that first one we have benefits of specialization. So organizing reduces the workload as well as enhance the productivity because of the specific workers performing a specific job on a regular basis, which lead to gain experience in that area. So benefit of specialization, when the organizing reduce the workload, it will reduce the workload as well as it enhances productivity, means it will increases the productivity. How it will increasing the productivity means, because of specific workers, because of specific category of workers, they are performing the same job again and again and again and again. When they are performing the same job regularly, there will be very expert, there will be just like experts, like a specialist in that work. Okay, so for example, if you are doing TikToks, ippudu ledu unnappudu, if you are doing TikToks, you will be the TikTok star. How? You will daily do the same thing. That's why you have the complete knowledge, you know how to share it, how you have to do the video, how you have to edit the video, you know everything about that, because you are using that app. You will become expert in that. In the same way, in the workplace also, how the employees are working, how they are doing the similar thing, they will get the experience and also they become specialist in that. Okay, so that is about the first important. Second, clarity in the working relationship. This is similar to the establishing reporting relationship. Both are similar. So what is here? Who is to report to whom? So who has to report to whom? Okay, from whom we have to take the orders. There should be clarity. This remove ambiguity, means double task, overlapping or duplication of the work in transfer of information and instructions. So the superior will give instructions and information, what to do, how to do, when to do, at what time it should have to be completed. So while he giving instructions, the employees can perform the job easily because they are given that task only. After the completion of task, they will get relaxment. Again, when the task time started, again they will do the task again and again. When you do the same work again and again, you will get the experience, you will be specialized in that, and you can complete the work within in few seconds. You can't take much time. Within 10 minutes, 20 minutes you can complete. For example, when you are preparing for exams, when you study the whole syllabus of one subject, it will take nearly 1 month time for you to prepare for one subject. Okay, if you have started preparation early, if you are preparing totally, it will take nearly 1 month for detailed study of that subject. When you are studying second time, it will take 15 days. when you study the third time it will take 7 days. When you study at the moment of the examination it will take 1 day, and when you are going for the exam at the time you will just take half an hour for total revision of that subject, because while reading again and again you are becoming expert. In the same way here also, by doing same activity they are becoming experts. Optimum utilization of resources. Optimum means full, complete utilization of resources, whether that are human resource or financial resource or any material resources, whatever it may be the resources, whether they are materials or finance or human resources, whatever it may be, it should be completely utilized by the division of the work among the groups. By that we can avoid the overlapping of work. Adoption of changes. It allows the organization structure to be suitable, modified. Okay, the organization can make the modification. Modification means changes, and the revision of the interrelationship among the managerial levels. So revision means interrelationship among the managerial levels. We have 3 levels of management: top level, middle level, lower level. So they will rewind whether that what they are making the changes, what they are implementing the new type of modifications, whether they are correctly implementing from the top level to the lower level or not. They will check it. Okay, to lay down smooth transitions. By that the organization can be run smoothly. Okay, next, effective administration. Effective administration. Organizing provides a clear description of the job. By doing the organizing, by dividing the work, by making the groups, by making the departments, it is clear for every individual what is their job and related duties, and what are the duties related with that job. Okay, these helps to avoid confusion and duplication. So these will help not only to avoid duplication but also to avoid the confusion in the employee, because when an employee is know clearly about his job, what he has to do, then he can perform the work very fast. So that's why it is important. So this is organizing. In the next session we are going to study about the staffing, means employment related, how to recruit the employees, how they have to be sent for the training. We will study in the next session, that is the 4th session. Okay, right.